Here we go. Out on the Blair. Not actually the Tony Blair, the Blair of the trumpets. And I feel that my voice is getting better. I'm losing that dramatic film score voiceover. Hello.
That's a shame.
We could have made some money out of that, couldn't we?
We could.
And now, I'd like to introduce that famous man with all the facts. Statman! And there he is.
Evening.
How come
Evening all.
you've got a real macho blue and I've got like a sort of a violet, you know?
Pink. I've got a macho blue, you've got a gay pink. Come on, just say it, just say it.
That's it, just-
He's in touch with his feminine side.
It is, well, I am. How did you know? This is an over 18s and it's past the 9 o'clock. How did you know that I have a feminine side?
Get to bed, kiddie winks. Your boyfriend told me.
Damn. The secret is out. Okay. Anyway, would you like a little bit of parental advice?
Oh, please.
It's good for you. Listen to this.
Oh, we'll see.
If you don't stop lying, you'll become a Labour MP.
No!
Yes, you will if you keep this up.
I don't want to be one. Where?
Then you have to stop lying.
Unfortunately, it's in their manifesto, isn't it? Under bullshit.
Yeah. You know, I'm thinking, yeah, we need something like that. And what's the differences? The generational differences. Check this out.
The difference between our dad's generation and our generation.
They had Wonder Woman, and we have to wonder if it's a woman.
That's bloody good, isn't it? We'll have to wonder if she's a woman, do we?
Oh my God! You know, and I look at him and I just go, "Yep, I love all these little comparisons and these little digs." And here's a little dig.
The belt of that, isn't it?
Somebody's digging. Here he is, Count Binface, and he's got a promo. It's coming. Well, this is to make sure that everybody keeps remembering that there is an election. A collecting coming.
I'd forgotten about that. When is it? Next
Soon.
Believe don't know. Farce. One's gone to the time and effort to make this. God.
Yeah, my name's Count Binface. And I've entered the race with Clacton's new MP. I'll spend more time with you than I promised to do.
I mean, as if politics wasn't a joke as it is. What is it?
Unconditional gift.
It wasn't a silly laugh, he had a body laugh.
It's a mystery.
Is that his whole campaign, is it?
Yep, this is it.
Farage has got money.
Wait a minute, here's the big punchline.
Go on then.
We'll make history.
He's racist.
Everybody sing. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, what do you think?
Next. As I just said, it as if politics wasn't a joke enough as it is. Enter this monstrosity. I mean, I know we're all for having a laugh and that, but this is just crap, innit? Let's face it. Ha ha ha. It's about as funny as a fart in a spacesuit. It is though, isn't it? Like,
And it's about as useful as a razor blade to a haemophiliac.
the worst thing is loads of people are going to vote for this moron, aren't they?
I
Just
know.
to try and get Farage out. And it's like, really? And then when you've got Binface as your MP, then what's going to happen? Do you know what I mean? Because he's not going to take it seriously, is he?
Could you imagine him being in Parliament, actually, with his whole get-up on?
No, because he won't be allowed to wear that in Parliament. You can't even
They wouldn't be
walk
able
in
to
a
stop him.
jacksuit. Well, they
If
would,
he's an
'cause they stopped
MP, he
walking
can
in.
dress how he wants.
No, you can't walk in looking like that, mate. There's got to be some kind of etiquette.
Hey, if you can
Jesus
walk
Christ.
in looking like Louise Haig, you can look like anything you want.
Well, yeah, I get Angela. I give evidence of Angela Rayner. Yeah, wear whatever you want.
Yeah.
Wear a clown outfit in a tent. I don't know, whatever she wears.
I remember those outfits.
This is still
and she
going, is
thought
it?
she was, oh my God. Yeah, look
This
at
is
it.
his whole campaign. Farage
Yeah.
has got money.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many things you could probably pull Farage on. And, he's got money, has he? Is he, like, is he like the
13th of
Mandalorian?
August.
Can he take that off, or is he like the Mandalorian, where he has to just move it up to eat a little bit, So this is not the way.
Well, okay. Talking about face coverings, here's a Muslim woman who is angry that there's not enough entertainment for Muslims.
Well, you know where the desert is. That's right. Just saying. See you
Toodaloo.
later. Off your pop.
A Muslim
Why
woman
the-
in London is very angry that non-Muslims get to enjoy music, which is haram in Islam, while there are very few entertainment options for
Islam's fault.
Muslims.
You know what irritates me and jars me so much as a Muslim? Like watching people go to like Bethel music, watching people go to these events, whether it's wireless, whatever it is. There's always activity.
Do you know what gets me? As they're playing a Chopin nocturne. It's a nocturne in E flat. And they're playing a Chopin nocturne as she's talking.
For them, there's never anything for Muslims. Like, why is it that no one has created in the city somewhere where we can go and just do something? And it's not boring, And it doesn't need to involve music, and it doesn't need to involve anything insane. But like, we just have walking clubs or like running clubs, and I think that's so boring.
What option do you guys have? You made haram everything that is fun. Everything fun is
Thanks.
haram. You made puppies haram. Puppies, for the
Snowman.
love of God. A little cute puppy. Like, who can see a puppy and be like, haram? No. Like, this is your problem. You are the problem. I'm sorry to break it to you. Every single thing that is fun in this life is haram in your religion.
I mean, obviously, believing in silly sky wizard in the first place is probably a sign that there's not all together there. But now you're coming out and moaning because basically Islam's boring and there's nothing for you to do.
That's the point.
I mean, here's a wise thought for you, my love. Leave.
Yep.
Leave Islam. And then you can go and do all the things that you're watching and wishing you do. You've literally stopped yourself from doing this stuff
Yep.
by becoming a Muslim. And now you're going to moan that there's nothing for you to do. Well, as she just said, just make everything halal then.
Halal.
haram.
Haram.
Yeah, haram bad. So just forget all the haram crap and just live your life and go and have some fun,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yep. You don't have to.
So that's
You don't
so-
have to
so-
stick with it. You're in the UK now. You can just say, "Nah, I don't want to be a Muslim anymore. I don't
would've
want to
thought?
follow Islam."
Who would have thought the religion of pieces would have been not very fun?
Yeah.
I mean, it
Honestly.
was created like 1400 years ago when there wasn't all this stuff to do. I mean, you could always just say, no, this
Yeah.
stuff's actually halal, not haram, and we'll just go and do it, or just pick something. Just don't
Well,
pick Islam. It's
all that
just-
time they didn't have iTunes 1400 years ago, did they?
I mean, there is some fun stuff some Muslims do, and it's fun for them. I mean, look
Yeah.
at ISIS. They had fun, didn't
It's
they?
expensive, though. It's expensive. It costs a bomb.
Well, yeah. I mean, look at ISIS. They look like they would have, in their own little way, fun, didn't they?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
tell you what, love, go get yourself a Toyota pickup and a vest, and then,
Yeah.
fun, innit? And then you can go and see your virgins in heaven and stop moaning to us.
Here's a comment here from Frankie.
Is
Pinhead.
this even real? Is that AI?
Aye.
Well, hello, Frankie.
Hi, Frank. Pinhead is as much use as a Labour voter in a job interview.
Yeah, that's funny compared to Bim Face's.
Here's another one.
We've not started off well here, have we?
No. Evening, gents, from
Evening,
Potter's
Potters.
Ending Gaming. Potter Ending Gaming.
See how
Hello
loyal
there,
he
sir. How are you? We hope you're well. Everything going good?
Salute you both,
Okay.
sir.
Indeed. Well, here's something that'll lighten things up. Not all judges get it wrong. Check this out.
Yeah, fair play. Some of them
Some of them get it right. This lady.
Freemasons, are they? So, you know.
No, not all of them are Freemasons. That's it. That's the truth. But apparently, I heard a whisper that there is going to be something following the Met Police because they're now talking, and it's a whisper only, that all judges are going to have to reveal whether they're a Freemason or not.
Interesting. That might,
just a whisper behind the scenes politically.
That might upset a few people, might there? Never mind.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, you know what? They want to get their secret stuff out in the open, so let's go.
Yep, indeed. Well, here we go. Not all judges get it wrong. Check this out.
Stand up, Mohammed Asim Bashir. You are Manchester born and bred. You have not revealed what caused you to turn on the society that you had grown up in, gone to school and college in, worked in, and where your family was able to practice your religion in freedom and peace. You told the probation officer who prepared a pre-sentence report that the violence in Palestine angered and upset you and led to you admiring and sharing the rhetoric that hate preachers like al-Awlaki use to poison minds. By August last year, you were close friends with a man who would soon go on to carry out an appalling terrorist attack targeting the Jewish community in your home city. Your interactions caught on video in the mosque on the 9th of August show two equally engaged and enthusiastic men planning an atrocity against a British military facility for religious and political reasons. Your example must stand as a warning to men who are attracted by this form of militant, violent and destructive Islam for religious or political reasons. Character is contagious. In the Jewish book of Proverbs 13 verse 20, this is expressed bluntly. He that walks with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. The values and behavior of the people you revere will directly influence your life and choices. I impose a serious crime prevention order as drawn up for 5 years after your release from custody. There will be no limit on the number of times the police may visit and inspect compliance with the restrictions on devices that the order imposes. The statutory surcharge applies. You are subject to the mandatory terrorism notification requirements for the rest of your life.
Oh, yes.
For planning to carry out a terrorist attack on the Ministry of Defence, Defence Academy at Shrivenham in August 2025, in which you and Jihad al-Shami expected to kill and be killed, the sentence must be life imprisonment.
Yes.
I impose a minimum term of 16 years and 135 days. This is a notional determinate sentence of 17 years, less the period you have spent on remand of 230 days. You will serve the whole of the minimum term before you can be considered for parole. If you are ever considered safe to be released, you will be on licence and liable to recall to prison for the rest of your life. Please go down now.
Wow. Now, I played the whole of that to make sure that it was real and that everybody else saw it, because I did think that she got the numbers mixed up when she said 16 years and 135 days. I thought it should have been 135 years and 16 days. But, you know.
I'd be all for the death penalty, to be honest, but we'll get there eventually, hopefully. But
we need more judges like her.
But she said, if we ever decide to let you know, in other words, probably not.
That's it. So
I mean, the bit I loved was the bit where, and this must have really hurt the jihadi when she quoted the Jews.
I know.
Like
it must have gone ballistic.
Kicking a bastard when they're down, innit? Go on, boom, have that.
You know,
he'll be fuming. I tell you what, John, I know the way they think and they work. He'll be more fuming about that than the sentence he's got, I bet you. I'm telling you now, he'd be in his little cell now with his, I was going to say with his mates. Yeah, he'll be in with his other jihadi mates sitting in his cell, fuming. She quoted the bloody Jews.
Indeed.
Go attacking the prison guard. Nah, just put these people to death, mate, legally, obviously, and be done with it.
Well, this is something that was inspired by something we saw about the Freemasons allowing transgender women in, and you sent an article on single-sex spaces, and we're going to play that now, but I'm just going to say now to all the Freemasons out there, if you're thinking of joining, don't forget, you might have to be sharing a toilet with one of these transgender women. So,
Men.
Or transgender men. Yeah.
Well, that's the point, folks. Not because we've noticed there's women's Freemasonry, yeah. But if that was a transformer with the women's shoes on, which it bloody looked like, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Then by the left's logic, shouldn't he be with the women? But then
the women won't
guidance
have them.
Exactly. Well, then the guidance now says, but you should be with the women, but you wouldn't be allowed to go in their toilet. So we've got a bit of a conundrum, haven't we? So he's going to stay with the blokes with his women's shoes on. Maybe some of the blokes are really enjoying it. I don't know. Has he got false boobs?
I don't know. Maybe they've been talking to Zach Polanski.
Maybe they're all having a little fondle. That's why they've allowed him, her, he, she to stay. I don't know. But anyway.
Here it is. Here's your article, sir. Single-sex spaces.
New official guidance on single-sex spaces has come into force, meaning people should be offered spaces like toilets or changing rooms based on their biological sex. The Equality and Human Rights Commission Code will apply across England, Wales and Scotland following a Supreme Court ruling. But trans rights campaigners say it's unworkable and could result in discrimination.
What? No, it won't result in discrimination because we're not discriminating against anyone. Your biological sex is the toilet you use at the end. What's it to discriminate? If you've got some delusions that you're the opposite sex, then I'm really sorry, but that's not reality.
Yeah.
Like, me beef with this is it's just nonsense. And I know it's nonsense because there's actually a legal right, there's a legal responsibility, for primary schools to offer single-sex spaces to children after a certain age.
Right.
So myself and the counsellor we've had on the show, Mandy, we contacted every school, asked questions, put them in as a freedom of information request to ask them, are they upholding their legal duty on the single-sex spaces for children in primary schools?
This is in Cheshire West and Chester.
This is in Cheshire West and Chester. So the replies came in, roughly one out of... There was 130 we contacted. Half of them came back. Out of that half, only one of them answered the question on their legal obligation for single-sex spaces. And unfortunately, that school said, no, we don't. And the rest of them didn't answer. So that's very telling, isn't it? So one school were open and said, no, we don't. But that's your legal duty. But again, if you want to fix that, you're going to have to take them to court. It's going to cost you money. And the rest of them just didn't bother to even respond to that question. They responded to other questions, but I think they were prompted by the council because a lot of their replies were all copy-paste, same-o from all the schools, yeah? Oh, that's funny. Oh, it's just a coincidence you all give us the same reply, was it?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No. Well, Potter Ender Gaming has got a question. He said, why do gender neutral get lumped in with disabled? That's what he wants to know.
Yeah. But that's where it's going to go, isn't it? They're either going to have a third toilet for randoms, or they're going to chuck them in the disabled, and then you've got the same problem, because then they're infringing on disabled people's rights. But we know with the lefties that there's a hierarchy of these made-up rights and identities, and disabled just doesn't cut the mustard, does it, when you've got the religious ones and the colour ones and stuff, so, and the gender ones. So, unfortunately, this is a conundrum no one's probably going to be able to solve.
Well, what are they going to do for me? Because I identify as a woman who's a lesbian who cross-dresses.
Got a meat and two veg. Men's bogs, then.
That's it.
Simple. I mean, I tell you what, if it was convincing, no one could tell, then you're going to get away with it, aren't you?
Well, it has been said.
Or what's going to happen is the Transformers are going to continue to take a piss standing up in the women's bogs. Like that one. Take the piss. Standing up.
Yeah, I was just about to say, and the show-offs will be standing back like that from the urinal, putting distance between them.
Yeah, or if they want to take this seriously, stick urinals in the female toilet and see how you get on with them.
Ooh,
enjoy that.
I don't think the ladies would like that one.
Not on the lovely carpet and stuff they have in there.
No.
It won't smell very nice for long.
No, it won't.
Imagine if you're a woman and you're in the cubicle and all you can hear is a big burly bloke. The next one go, having it, and you're like, well, I best not say anything in case I'm discriminating. Yeah,
whatever.
See if your child was in there. But anyway, that was, waste of time.
Okay, well,
again, isn't it?
Charlie Kirk was very much against all that kind of teaching and stuff like that. Now, this is to introduce the subject of the sort of marriage that's coming together between the left and Islam. And Charlie Kirk hinted at it. So
the divorce is going to be brutal, though, isn't it, mate? Let's be honest.
Yes.
I wonder who's keeping everything after the divorce. It won't be the left, will it?
No.
No. I mean, in Islam, the women
spiritual battle is coming to the West.
That's right.
And the enemies are wokeism or Marxism combining with Islamism to go after what we call the American way of life. And the American way of life is very simple. I want to be able to get married, buy a home, have kids, allow them to ride their bike till the sun goes down, send them to a good school, have a low-crime neighborhood, not to have my kid be taught the lesbian, gay, transgender garbage in their school. While also not having them have to hear the Muslim call to prayer 5 times a day. That's important. We want the American way of life, which is, by the way, Christendom. Christians, our sacrifice, our toil, our vision, the outgrowth of the scriptures gave us Western civilization.
They had to take him out, didn't they? Because he was speaking truth to power.
But unfortunately for them, they were way too late, because I think Charlie had done a lot of his important work when he was younger in Trump's first term and before the second term, by getting his movements built and getting the youth. Because without that, I still think you'd have fucking, I don't know, an AI version of Biden somewhere pretending he's still functioning. I don't know, or you'd have that.
He never was functioning. Have you seen the? Have you heard the tapes? Yeah. I mean, they brought the tapes out, and he sounds bad. He sounds
bad.
Worse,
wouldn't it? You'd have Kamala. So no, Charlie Kirk's a legend. And it's good that we still keep him in our minds, and he's done a lot for Western civilization, I suppose.
Absolutely. Well, here's one of our favorite men, and he came by a joke which explains Islam, and you'll get it straight away. You will, because you're clever. How about that?
Don't know about that.
This is Aaron Wexler, and recently she told a joke that is one of the greatest analogies I've ever heard when it comes to explaining why Islam is completely incompatible with civilized society. So basically, she says she doesn't let her sweet Labrador play with pit bulls because despite not all pit bulls being violent monsters, statistically, pit bulls disproportionately commit violence when compared to other dogs. And it's for this reason that many people believe pit bulls should be banned. So why don't people apply this same logic to Islam? Because whenever someone's life is ended by terrorism around the world, it's almost certainly a Muslim that does it. Because statistically, Muslims are responsible for the vast majority of all lives ended by terrorism around the world. Not all Muslims, of course, but almost always a Muslim.
Good arguments. And do you know what? I watched the debate with Patrick Christie, right? And he was in that Oxford place, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a belter as well, mate.
Yeah.
Because they were all having it at Southport and all this. And he went, but it's not all of us. And they're like, what? And he went, well, you know, you always say it's a tiny minority who do the jihad thing. He's like, you can't have it both ways. And the whole opposition was just sat there, couldn't answer him. And he's like, so I'll carry on then. I got him. And I was like, well, you're right, aren't you?
Well,
some people might have rioted or attacked migrant hotels, but it's only a small minority. Don't tarnish everyone with that brush.
Well, here's the argument. And he put it forward very nicely based on that joke that lady said. I thought that was great. So you do know that America is suffering from the same issues. And
name a country that isn't, mate.
Chip Roy, Senator Chip Roy, has declared ground zero, and he's done it. I mean, you know who he is, don't you? It's Texas. He's a senator for Texas.
Well, yeah, maybe he should have moved to ground zero to Michigan, probably.
Well, I know. We are going to cover Michigan in another program because they are. Well, we'll say something about that, and also Detroit and places like that. But this guy, I mean, you really do not want to mess with Texas. I mean, the truth of the matter is if that place seceded from the United States of America, it would probably be the 6th or 7th largest economy in the world, and they've got their own army, they've got their own weapons, they've got so much, and Biden once threatened them, and they all turned around and they went. Biden said he was going to send the army in if they didn't allow the migrants, across the border, and they went, okay, send the army in. Well, the army wouldn't go down there because they know that they'd be faced with people who were better equipped than they were. Texans, I mean, you want to see what they've got, the weaponry and the arms and the personnel. I mean, Jesus Christ, you wouldn't want to argue with those people. That's where I want to go live. If we ever have a problem, we should all go to Texas because that's the best protected area of the states going. Tell you.
I'll be here till the very end, mate. I ain't going nowhere.
Well, I'll send the boats over for you, Mark. No problem.
No, it's do or die, win or bust, I'm afraid.
Do or die, win or bust. Well, have a listen to this.
This is the land of my ancestors, mate.
You want to talk about the death of America? It's right here, just outside of Chicago, Illinois. They just renamed this Little Palestine. Terry, you grew up around here.
Yeah, it is. It's Bridgeview. That's Burbank. This is Harlem Avenue, so they're going to rename Harlem Avenue as Palestine Way.
Are you kidding?
No.
Are you kidding?
And
Talk about slapping the
Hamas
black
Avenue.
Community in the face.
Yeah,
Jihad
this
Street.
is the beginning, so we're going to go a little bit down the block there. Wall-to-wall Muslim stores, restaurants. There's nothing wrong with having your culture come to America, just like all.
Well, thank you, Keith, and thank you, Senator. Thanks for joining us here in the lower house. Look, I'm not going to take a whole lot of time. I want to be very clear. I am proud to be with this group of Americans, of colleagues, many of whom wore the uniform in defense of our nation and in defense of our nation against radical Islamic terrorists who wanted to destroy our country and destroy what we know about Western civilization. And now that same war is being conducted against us, but from within. And anybody who's actually paying attention to this and understands the intentions of the Muslim Brotherhood and follows and looks at the writings and what these folks are talking about, Dallas, Houston, Texas is ground zero. That's why Keith Self and I joined together to create this Sharia-free caucus, Sharia-free America caucus, because we understand that the root strength of this country is our Judeo-Christian principles and the values of Western civilization that have advanced the cause of liberty, freedom, and prosperity for people around the world. And our ancestors bled and died so that we could live in a country
what you mentioned
like this. And you can believe whatever you want, but you cannot engage in what is a political effort to Islamify the United States of America and not expect us to fight back and say no. Sharia is inconsistent with Western civilization. Sharia is inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States, the Declaration, and the rule of law in our country. That is why we've been putting forward legislation. My friend Randy Fine from Florida put forward legislation to ban Sharia in our courts. We put legislation to say that we shouldn't have tax advantage status for CARE, who has direct ties to terrorist activities around the world. We put forward legislation to pause immigration until we've have an immigration system that vets people for adherence to Sharia law. These are the kinds of things that the American people expect us to do to defend this country. They're the kinds of things that we will do in the Sharia-free America caucus, and to stand up and let the voices of the American people be heard.
There you go. So they're making a stand. Now, nobody's going to go against them because they'll just turn around to everybody and just say, go fuck yourself. Come and get us if you don't like it. But I think what they're going to start doing is they're going to start encroaching. Okay? Oh, what's this? Look at this. Anna Hunt.
Yeah,
Who cares? Traitor. Don't understand what you mean there, Anna. Who's the traitor? Who's the traitor?
Again, you get some crazy stuff. Might be a positive comment. She might be calling. So I don't know what. When was the? See, we've played a lot of stuff, so she could be calling someone else a traitor. I don't know. But the problem we've had here is the defence of our nations for too long now has been abroad, and we've took our eyes off defending our nations at home, which is why we're in such a mess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I mean, it's all good going around the world and sorting all this stuff out and going, oh yeah, we're defending our nation, but you've got to be doing it at the real ground zero, which is at home. So
no, I agree. I agree.
I totally think this is
but
great.
The point I'm making is the same thing is happening over there. They're seeing it and they're doing something about it.
What is it they're actually doing? They're just going to ban Sharia?
No, they are creating legislation to stop it. They're saying that Islam is completely incompatible.
Yeah, I get that. But then when they're in their own communities, they'll just do what they want anyway. So,
well,
you're going to go in and break. In other words, you're going to have to go in and break up the whole community and send them all home. Well, then just say that in the first place, then, and just be honest and say, look, we don't want Islam in the country. It's time for it to go.
Yeah.
Because you're just tinkering around the edges. It's like spitting on a bonfire to trying to put it out. You're pissed into the wind and there are many other allergies. But
I don't think he's tinkering. Texas doesn't tinker.
But what are they going to do? Yeah, all right, then. We'll say you go into Dearborn. How are you going to fix that? It's too late.
If Dearborn, no, I don't think it is too late. And like I say, over here, it's not too late.
No, it's not. But you've got to go and break up. Well, we'll come onto this in a bit when we discuss the whole Rupert and stuff.
Yeah, indeed. We're going to move on to that. Well, but this is what's happening in Spain right now. They've had it with Sanchez.
But again, these socialists and lefties or whatever, they always find a way to get voted back in somehow. Don't they?
Well, they're trying desperately to call for a general.
How come everyone hates them but they still might win elections, mate? What's funny going on?
They do that. They use mud, okay, to basically say, no, it isn't mud, it's corruption. No, it's fango, it's corruption, okay? So, basically, they're actually calling it as it is. So what I want to know is, how do these lefties get in? The same like Mandani in New York and, another guy at the moment who is like getting in. Here's how do they do it? How are they doing it?
I'm going to take a guess and say the same way Joe Biden suddenly increased his vote by 10 million when he beat Trump. And then suddenly didn't when Trump won. So, yeah, I'm not accusing anyone of anything. Donald Trump's done all that. So, and actually they are finding evidence of what's been going on. But it's not being made, you know what I mean? It's not big news. So, move on.
Well,
they've got to be up to something, mate, haven't they?
Here's a quickie. Newsmax, Detroit.
Yeah, not a lot of American flags out there at that event. Looks like a great event, by the way. I love all the colors, right? Such colorful outfits. Yeah. They're not all wearing the same stupid thing, all black, like covered head to toe in the middle of summer. Great job, guys. This is happening all across Michigan and all across America. That is not what assimilation looks like. That is what an invasion looks like. Instead of assimilation, it is total domination. And most people don't even realize this is happening, even in Michigan. And then you see this, what's happening tonight, right now. A man named Abdul al-Said is about to become the first Muslim socialist ever nominated for the United States Senate in Michigan. And does he kind of look like somebody you might be familiar with? Maybe that other socialist Muslim who's always smiling, the one in New York City.
So The only way you're going to take them out is by taking them out.
So they're not the same person?
No.
Wow. Those pictures look the same.
I know. But as far as
well, you know, when you've got a history of keeping it in the family, John, then
well, yeah, possibly.
Not surprising, is it? It's probably someone else who looks like him in, I don't know.
Cousins, marrying cousins, and first cousins, and all the rest of that shit. Anyway, they're so on it now that they've had it, and when people, I think you've got to see the relevance when people in Texas start talking. People pay attention over there, okay? Because Texas do not piss around. They really get on with the job, okay? So I would be a little bit watchful if I were any Muslims over there in Texas. I wouldn't be sitting there, you know, thinking, oh, don't worry, we're going to get away with this. I don't think so. And I think it's the same in Spain. Pedro Sanchez, I mean, he's pushed his luck so far. And I don't know whether you've looked into it or not, but the king has started to pull some stunts on him and banned him from being able to say certain things or to go out of the country. I can't remember what it was. I only saw it as a glance. But the sort of thing that our king should be doing to protect us in this country.
You're joking, aren't you, mate?
Well,
we'll come on to him in a bit, I think.
Well, yeah, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it now. Is King Charles a white Briton?
Charles,
Restore
a white
Britain's
Briton.
membership is growing very fast, and your listeners are dropping equally fast.
Let's start with that title, Restore Britain. What does it mean?
It means restoring Britain to something more akin to that which it used to be, which was a very prosperous country with very low national debt. Everyone understood who we were, what we were, and how our society and our sort of country worked. And I think that has changed dramatically over the last, well, really since Tony Blair. And, you know, I think the British people can see.
You stop me when you're ready,
their
kiddo.
country slipping away from them.
Oh, it's all right.
And we need to start to, I think, adopt a more sensible, logical route to rebuilding our national wealth and to rebuilding our society.
You
Quite
said
straightforward,
in a recent tweet, I'm not going to sit back and watch Britain become an Islamic country. What is the evidence that, in your words, we are, quotes, hurtling towards being an Islamic country?
Let me ask you, Nick, have you read our 219-page rape gang inquiry report, which we did? I don't think the BBC has covered it at all.
Well, it's covered the rape gangs, but let me ask you to answer the question.
Hang on, have you read that report?
I haven't read the whole report, no, but what's the evidence for
Why
your
not?
claim?
Why not, Nick? That is a very important part of what we're talking about today.
Let's come to that.
What we're seeing is the gradual Islamification of Britain.
What's the evidence for that?
Or the silent jihad, if you like. And people like the BBC, our national monopoly, which, as you know, I would defund responsibly very quickly should I acquire power. The point is, you have been complicit in watching this gradual spread of Islamicization of Britain, which basically is changing the nature of everything, with them allowed to pursue a parallel system of Sharia courts.
What I asked you for was the evidence.
And the rape
the
gang
evidence that
inquiry
we're
report
hurtling
puts it all
towards
there, Nick.
being an
Puts it
Islamic
all there.
country.
You didn't cover it once.
What's the
as an
evidence
organisation.
for the
You're
fact
supposed
that
to
we're...
inform, educate, and entertain with complete impartiality.
Yeah.
You're not doing that.
Well, look, just briefly, Mr. Lowe, because you've raised it a couple of times, but I want us to have an interesting exchange of views.
You asked me the question,
Yeah,
Nick.
no, and I'll briefly give you an answer, which is we covered rape gangs in detail. We covered the national inquiry. You're talking about us covering your individual report. Let me ask you again. I'm asking about your words, so forgive me. I'm not trying to be clever. I'm just trying to ask you to explain your words.
You're always trying to be clever on this programme. I listen to you sometimes. I've given up listening that much. But
let me try one more time.
I'm sorry.
One more time. What is the evidence that Britain, in your words,
He
is
tries to
hurtling
give some
towards
kind of an
becoming
answer.
an Islamic country?
It's quite plain for everybody to see when you see very large parts of the country who are running a parallel system. And you are seeing as a result of that, as I said to you just now, the manifestation of Pakistani Muslim rape gangs. Most of these people are Pakistani Muslims, most of them from one part of Pakistan, Mirpur. And if you had the intellectual appetite to actually read the report, I don't think you'd even need to ask me this question.
Well, the reason I ask you the question is this, because
Go on,
you
we can stop it there if you want. Right, so he tried to. So let's sum up this whole interview. You can pause it there. So he goes on there under the premise he's going to be speaking about his grooming gang report and the so-called deal with Nigel, etc., and the new financial policy that was released. Right, wealth of the nation. So he goes on there thinking that, and within 40 seconds, Nick Robinson hits him with the blah 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 blah. So you can see why Rupert really didn't want to answer the question, because what they do, again, it's a bit like the debate in the Oxford Union. They just want to distract from the actual point.
And they want that gotcha moment, don't they?
They want a gotcha moment to call you a racist. So obviously, Rupert tried to shrug it off a few times, didn't he? He shrugged it off. But then he actually started to give an explanation about the communities and the parallel societies and the Sharia law and the grooming gangs. And he still stood there and spoke over him when he said that and said, I'm asking you for the evidence.
He's giving it to him.
Well, he gave him some of it. So if you want evidence, Nick, I'll do the job properly. So you've got demographics, so let's go. So the native population is down. We all know this. And the Islamic population continues to rise. That's the Office for National Statistics. Don't shoot the messenger. Funny way of not Islamifying a country, isn't it? Eh? Then you've got the median age for Muslims is 27 compared to a national average of 40. Half of the UK's Muslim population is under the age of 25, and they are the youngest religious group in the country. Like Rupert said, we've got whole areas now dominated by Muslims. Towns like Luton. So you've got towns like Luton, where they're majority over these are called over the natives. I'm going to say I'm not using the lefty language because they use it to beat you with a stick. You've got boroughs like Tower Hamlets and Newham. You've got wards such as Saffletown in Yorkshire and Basti, and then their local councils. Look at public life. State institutions have to increasingly accommodate Islamic practices and holidays, don't they? Such as it's all pushed hard, especially by the Mayor of London and your halal thing. Then you've got mosques. So 75 years ago, there was a handful of mosques. Now there's over 2,100 mosques. In those mosques, you've got embedded groups like Tablighi Jamaat, who are literally pushing anti-everything we do propaganda and their way of thinking in those mosques. What else have we got? Okay, so the more they get, the more they're influencing politics. But they're not doing it for the best interests of the native people. They've all got their little subgroups. They've got their Muslim council of this and the Muslim officers this and the fire brigade, the army, the police. Everything's got its own little separate thing. So, again, working for the interests of what? Islam, yeah? It's not for of our country, is it? They're starting to create their own parties and their own little groups to influence politics. You've literally got, I don't know, let's have a look. The rape gang epidemic, what he mentioned. FGM, increased honour killings. You've got people beaten, killed, and in hiding for their freedom of expression.
Yeah.
Then you're looking at these groups who are going into mosques and you're looking at the serious stuff. So now we've got constant death, misery, beheadings, jihad, non-stop. You've got prisons full of jihadis. You've got watch lists with 40,000 of them on there, just roaming the streets. You've got a constant flow of Muslims telling us they're here to take over, and they've been doing this for years. You've got the Prevent programme, which was set up because Muslims are doing jihad. Have I missed anything off the list, mate, or do you think that's probably covered enough of it? All that really tells me that's a funny way not to take over a country, isn't it? You know, if you're not going to...
It's an invasion.
If there's going to be no creeping invasion and creeping takeover, then why is any of this stuff happening, mate? Why aren't all the people who came from those countries, who were born here with parents who come to these countries, all following our way of life? Why, when you listen to Tommy in the debate at the Oxford Union, why are all the committee all South Asian? Why is the chairwoman a Muslim Palestinian? Why aren't you all identifying as, well, more in relation with the country you're in? If you're not here for a takeover, Why have you all got your own shops? Why aren't you selling our stuff? I can go on about this for hours, which Rupert maybe missed a trick doing that, but I could see why he didn't want to answer the question, because this dickhead was going off on an absolute tangent, mate. And if you
that's what they do. They want that gotcha moment. You know, it kind of pisses me off.
Let's listen to the next bit about Charles.
Okay,
they're
here we
doing
go.
it again. This is like the Hartley Brewer thing all over again.
White Briton. Do you think he is a white Briton?
Well, many people have different interpretations of that, Nick. I mean, we can split hairs, but I think...
Well, you're not splitting hairs. Do you think the monarch of this country is a white Briton?
Quite clear, and I think most British people, if you speak to them, would agree. And that is why
King Charles a
Restore
white
Britain's
Briton?
membership is growing very fast, and your listeners are dropping equally fast because you don't reflect actually what's happening.
Why don't you answer the question now we've got you on?
You try and whitewash all of the things that are happening.
Is King Charles
you
a white
peddle
Briton,
climate
Rupert Lowe?
change, you peddle DEI, you peddle all
Here we
of
go.
the malign
Right.
agenda,
Okay.
which British people have got bored of.
They're bored of people ignoring the questions, Mr. Lowe. The reason I ask you, and it's a serious
I'm not ignoring any
question.
questions. It is a fact that by 2063, white British people will be a minority on current trends. I don't think think anyone disputes that.
What I was putting to you is that the basis of that forecast, which is widely disputed and based on a whole series of assumptions that none of us know whether they'll be true or not, is that you're only called a white Briton if both of your parents were born in this country. So because Prince Philip was born in Greece, King Charles is not, under your definition, treated as a white Britain. Now, let me go on and ask you a different question. In the recent election, the by-election,
Well,
for a
I
mayor
did
of
come on to
Manchester,
speak about
we can stop
the
that
economic
now.
paper we just put out and about the issue with Nigel Farage.
So he talks about the forecast of 2063 and how it's just all assumptions. Well, if you remember, we did our own assumptions.
Yeah.
And there's only a few situations. There's either stopping immigration, letting it continue, or reversing it. Am I correct, or is there the fourth one that I just can't think of? Right? So we worked out...
Deport.
Yeah, so we worked out if you stop it in 29, we're still going to become a minority because of birth rates, right? Yeah. If you don't stop it at all, we're definitely becoming a minority. It's going to be a lot quicker, right? And if you reverse it, we're still going to become a minority if we don't fix the birth rates, right? Unless, obviously, everyone went, which, we can come to that another day. So
get them all off.
So because he's used a report and he's used those statistics. Well, we've done our own, and it was actually about 2056 or something. It was actually sooner. So they're the only assumptions you can base things on. So that's the information you've got to use. Yes, birth rates might alter a little, but it's not going to change the overarching thing. So is Charles a white Briton? Well, if we use some metric where you can actually measure something, then is ethnicity. He is 40% British from his grandparents. That's Scottish and English. He's 40% German from his grandparents. And then the other 20% is a mixture of stuff. So his ethnicity says he's not even half British. So you guys can use whatever silly colour labels you want, right? Or you silly, I wish, to be honest, Rupert, that wouldn't use them because it opens the floodgates for this distraction. Just call them the natives. Call them what they are, the homogenous people of Britain. But these don't want to talk about that. They want to go off on a tangent and get you gotcha to call you a racist. So whatever you want to use that data about his ethnicity, you call him what you want. But he can, on the census, call himself a white Briton. So it's up to Charles, because everyone just identifies as shit now anyway, don't they? So why people don't talk in facts and things we can actually discuss and measure is beyond me. Because he just spent half an hour going round in circles here about, is he a white Briton? Well, if he's what we call white, then he's that colour, yeah. Is he a Briton? Well, he's 40%-ish, 41-ish. Well, I mean, to find that out, you'd have to get his grandparents' ancestry, the DNA and stuff, and, well, good luck. But we can roughly work it out. So there you go. That's what he is. But in this day and age, whatever you want to be. But again, it's just all done to get on the word white, because it's a trigger word for these lunatics, and they think they can make you sound like a white supremacist, and that's what they want. Because you know now, Rupert's name's out there, and so's Restore, and they're taking a chunk of the vote. And now when everyone's talking about the right, they're talking about Reform and the Conservatives, and now who else? Restore.
Restore.
Whether they're winning elections or not, they're having a massive impact. Look at the policies, what's going on. So we'll come out with a policy. And Farage will go, oh, God, I've got to go further right. And now Kemi does the same. So now look at what they're doing with
with the housing,
yeah.
They're going to get all the migrants out of these social
Which one
housing.
are you going to choose? Kick them out the social houses, deport some of them, or deport them all and reverse it and gone. If you don't speak English,
That
you
was
don't
your policy. They're stealing your policy. Deport.
Good. Rupert can have them. Just again now, so it's a battle of policy. So anyone with half a brain can work out, all right, the Conservatives are going to, I don't know, half turn the tap off. Reform are going to 3/4 turn the tap off. Restore are going to shut the water off. Do you know what I mean?
There it is.
Yeah, that was my... I'll dissolve that party now. We've got a better one. But that was the remove. But I didn't think we had enough parties beginning with R. So I thought, let's have another one. Because Restore was only a movement then. But tell you what, since they've come out, a lot of their policies are bob on like mine. So we'll have that. We'll take that. I'll retire that one.
Okay.
We've got a real life Amelia now, haven't we? And Rupert Lowe. So.
Oh, I don't think he'd like to. I don't think he'd like to be.
Well,
he doesn't identify as an Amelia. He's definitely a bloke. No, I mean, he's a bloke. Where's the bloke, love? Where's the bloke? He's right.
So,
yeah,
I'll be honest. I don't. Rupert just went on there for a laugh by the sounds of it and just rinsed the BBC, and called him names and said, I don't watch you anymore. You're all woke. I'm not sure really what the benefit of going on these things is because...
No, he just wanted to have a go at them for not reading the report.
It's exposure.
Yeah.
Because he's reaching people that he wouldn't normally reach. You can't go on debate these people because they do this crap where they just want a gotcha moment when they're not getting one. So, and now people are like online on, oh, but what if you get asked a trick question like, is the king white Britain? Well, just use metrics we can actually like work on, and then all right, he's 40% British. There you go. And if you want to call him white, well then call him that. So he's 40% white Britain. There you go. And he's a 40% white German, and then he's a 20% of all the other mishmash stuff. So there you go. Again, it's the argument: is it black or white? Oh no, there's loads of nuance in the middle. People, it's like Jesus Christ.
I liked it the other day when that black guy started off. We showed it, and we started it off, and he said, right, let's call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that meme that we did? There was 3 workmen in a van, and it was a black guy and 2 white guys, and he opened up a pack of Jelly Babies, and he went, come on, give us one. And he says, I only like the black ones. And he went, you can't have any of those anymore. They've been banned by law. He said, what do you mean? He said, they've been banned by law. He said, every time somebody was putting their hand in the bag, they were losing their ring and their watches.
Just one more point.
The black guy cracked up. He thought it was so funny.
Just one more point on them policy. Just have a look online today. It's the battle of who's going to go the furthest with the whole housing thing, and it's hilarious, mate. Because as soon as one of them puts something out, the others try and put something out, but it's weak sauce. So
is it going to get to a point whereby they're going to build the equivalent of Guantanamo Bay, right, at Clacton?
I bloody hope so, mate.
It's like, yeah, we're taking them all out. The Conservatives, we're going to take them all out and we're going to put them in our Guantanamo Bay at Clacton on Sea. And we're going to put them all in there. And we're going to run it like one of the Mexican prisons, where they actually run themselves. Yeah. We just shove food in one side and just leave them to it.
Yeah, whatever the others are doing, it's just a watered down version of what Rupert wants to do. So, I mean, logically, if you want change, there is only one option, I'm afraid, isn't there? Because the others don't really want to change it. They just want to slow it down a tiny bit. It's still the same outcome.
I know a good way to get change. Make sure that when you go in to buy a loaf, you give a £20 note. You'll always get change.
You reckon? Hey, we've got socialists in charge, mate. How would you give it a few years under Burnham, mate? I don't think you get any change out of a 20 for a loaf.
And you probably only get half a loaf. Do you know what I did? I have to say this to you. I saw in one of the stores a tin of Quality Street. I am not kidding you. Do you remember how big the tins were? They were massive.
Now, like
This was about that big.
Yeah, like a little tub of Vaseline or something.
The size of those eyepieces in the burqa. That's all it was. You know, and you just sit back and you just go, what? You did $4.99 it was for this tin of quality. I mean, Quality Street should be absolutely ashamed and embarrassed for that kind of downsizing. It's just so bad.
Do you still get tins? Because they're all like plastic tins.
No, these were tins. These were proper tins.
Some of them, I don't know which one, they've all gone pretty woke, haven't they? And oh my God, all these people who care so much about the environment will go around, look at your local area, and it's just this fucking rubbish everywhere, mate. The councils don't care. But yeah, let's go and build a pipe and rip the whole countryside up and put carbon back under the sea.
Yeah.
Sorry, what? How's about go clean your fucking roundabout in your street so people who are, I don't know, activists for political parties don't have to go out and do it instead?
I am going to suggest to Temu, TikTok, and all the rest of the Chinese manufacturers to start copying Quality Street and tell them to make it and ship it over. Okay, just get it over here. Mars bars, all the rest of them, Nestle. Tell them to do that. The US will be going, it's war. All that stuff. I mean, it's great.
I mean, imagine Europe having a war with America. So America are making all these boss weapons, right? And what have we got over here? I know, they've invented, let's make sure the top doesn't come off your plastic bottle. Fucking genius. While Elon Musk's like, well, I'm going Mars. But like, how we've just invented how to keep the fucking lid on a plastic bottle. Oh, let's put the Quality Street in a plastic tub and we'll change the wrappers. You know, guys, well beat us there, like, aren't you? I mean, wow.
If anybody's got any other things, because, we could go over to China and just say, right, we want to buy X amount because we think we're going to sell it.
Want to buy
X? And just buy X and just buy an absolute shit ton of all the stuff and say to the Chinese, yeah, ship it over, and as soon as we sell it, we'll pay you.
I'm not happy, mate. Something just got a fly in me drink. I didn't see it before I took a drink.
Well,
when did that get there?
Well, here we go.
I'm not happy now, mate.
We're going to finish. It's Friday. It's an hour, and I am on Uber duty. So here we go.
Yeah. What does that mean? You're going to cancel the fare and still take the money?
That's right. Like taking candy from a baby. Oh, I am taking candy from a baby because I'm picking up my daughter. So here we go. So we say goodnight to everybody. Thanks to everybody who's actually come on and who's been, commenting again. Yes. And,
it's been a good sign off, hasn't it? We've had a pop of Freemasons and Islam. And, let's see if we make it through the weekend.
we got more coming on that on Monday. More coming on that. We're having an effect, sir. We are having an effect. Anyway, okay. Here we go. Curly whirlies should be proper size, like a step ladder.
Hey, and I tell you what.
And wagon wheels. Let's not forget wagon wheels. I used to love those things. And Dundee biscuits.
Before we go, two things. So, right, I'm going to have to start measuring cheeseburgers from McDonald's because they've definitely shrunk over the last few years. They are. You can just put the whole thing between the gap and my tooth. What was the other thing? I forgot what it was.
and some of the American candy. It's too expensive. Twinkies. £2.50 for one Twinkie? You've got to be kidding. That is just...
I can't remember my second thing, but what's a Twinkie?
Right. Okay. Well, it seems like you've asked. The Twinkie is a little piece of confection, and it's got cream running through the middle of it. And once you eat one, you will never forget it, and you will just want to get another one and eat another one. And the thing about them is, there's not a natural ingredient in any of them. So if you buried a Twinkie and came back to it in 50 years, it'll still be the same. It'll still be the same Twinkie, as fresh as the day that you buried it, because there's nothing natural in them.
I can't say I've ever had a Twinkie. I remembered my second thing. But I have had chicken and sweet corn soup. Right. What's that all about? Right. I could literally I could boil a kettle and drink straight out of it and still wouldn't burn myself as much as on chicken and sweet corn soup. How do they get it that hot? Have they got some nuclear reactor or something?
Something. There is something.
It's like even 20 minutes later. Whoa. I, honestly, you couldn't boil it and get it that hot.
Well, to that subject of food, Tootsie Rolls. That's another one. Tootsie Rolls, Hershey bars,
what the hell this
Jujubes.
Hershey bars. I've seen them because they've done a Hershey version. Sorry, this is all foreign muck. It's gone way over my head.
Gorgeous stuff. And root beer. Gorgeous stuff.
It's Kit Kats and Carlin.
Oh, I love those as well. And the adverts were great.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, anyway, everybody have a great weekend. We're gabbling away there. Here's Burnham Holiday from Join the Resistance. And it's good. Yes.
Sorry,
yes.
we've got sorry, I keep forgetting. We've got a Prime Minister.
Yep.
Do you? I thought once Keir Starmer left, that was just the end of it. Then we're never going to have another one again.
Wow.
Probably worth
Maybe
that.
he's going to have a 2-week holiday after every 2 weeks. So it's going to be 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. And the unions are going to enforce it in law for all their workers and their supporters.
Maybe he could have a 2-week holiday on Mars. And good luck getting back within 2 weeks. There's only certain times you can fly to and from it. That'd be perfect. I'll see you, Andy.
Elon, can you help us out there? Here we go. All right, sir. Take it easy.
Mikhail Bernashev.
That's the one. Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm off on a tax-funded holiday. 2 weeks in and I'm already through. Why would I bother with responsibility when the beach has got a better view?
Where's you going, Epstein Island?
I'll send you a TikTok or 52. I'm away on my Burnham holiday, doing nothing, it's what I do. Jetting off while the country's in dismay. Guess who's footing the bill? It's you. It's always you. Everybody knows I'm simply marvelous. That's according to just me. I make her feel own Mr. Victorious, the unelected VIP. I'm going where the cocktails flow freely while my inbox is turning blue.
That euphemism.
I've barely learned their names yet, but I'm already saying toodaloo. I'm away on my Burnham holiday, doing nothing, it's what I do. Jetting off while boats invade each day. Guess who's footing the bill? It's you.
And you. And you.
It's
and you.
always you. I'm going where the selfies matter. Every post screams, look at me. Hashtag living my best life. Hashtag king of the century. I'm away on my
I think that comment was talking about the king.
doing nothing, it's what I do. Jetting off while prisoners are waved away. Guess who's footing the bill? That's right, it's you.